defensive performance is. Smith, oh, there's a flagrant 2 foul. He's going to get thrown out of the game. And now hopefully cooler heads will prevail. Nate Robinson throwing a punch. Smith coming right back at him. And this has turned ugly. Robinson getting involved, grabbing Smith after the ushers trying to get. Smith still trying to throw some punches there. The ushers quickly trying to break it up. Coach is trying to keep the benches from coming out on the floor. Another punch is thrown. Anthony, and now Jeffries going at it. This is turning into some kind of disaster right now. If they don't hold on to some of these players, Jeffries needs to hold back. Marty Collins still going at Anthony. The ushers trying to keep the crowd out, too.
Anthony's punch was so loud, you could hear it down here, folks. And he is going to miss a lot of games because of that punch.
There's going to be some heavy suspensions handed out for this, all in a needless situation. A 19-point game with 1:15 remaining. Marty Collins with a horrible decision and a hard foul, and an unnecessary foul started it off. And then Nate Robinson grabbing Smith. And then it just escalated from one to another, and the ushers had a very difficult time stopping it, as did the coaches.
And then Carmelo Anthony threw a right hand that landed, and you could hear the punch throughout the arena.
And Anthony's still chatting and looking over. George Karl trying to get back at him. Well, there's going to be a lot to sort out, not only for the officials now, but for Stu Jackson and the NBA office. There will be suspensions. Isaiah Thomas trying to calm down. Jared Jeffries, who is known as a mild-mannered player, obviously had something that just had snap at him to go running after Carmelo Anthony.
I think Anthony cold-cocked him. That's why. I think he was the guy that got hit. And that's the man that started it all, Marty Collins.
Absolutely no excuse for Collins on a hard foul like that. Let's take a look at how it started. That is just unacceptable. Right away called a flagrant 2. And then you see Nate Robinson trying to hold Smith back and then shoves him. Robinson escalating it as opposed to helping it, and then putting up his fist, throwing the first punch. Just disgraceful.
And let's see what happened with Anthony, who watch Anthony swing a roundhouse right in Jeffries' face.
Smith and Robinson escalating it. There you see Anthony getting in the face of Collins. Anthony continues now. Watch. Carmelo Anthony throws the punch at Marty Collins. Yeah.
Yeah, he landed it. See, Collins goes down.
And then Jeffries went after his teammate. See John Donahue there, the security trying to help everybody out there. And Jeffries.
I thought he hit Jeffries the way he's reacting.
Jeffries overreacting as well.
Right.
And in some ways, the way it had become a free-for-all, we're fortunate that it didn't wind up into the stands. Glad, I mean, right away it just sends back memories. I was at the Palace of Auburn Hills for that disaster, and this had potential like that, as they couldn't stop it initially, and it had many scuffles breaking out over and over again. Dick Bavetta trying to hammer it out and figure out who deserves to be thrown out. Marty Collins should, Nate Robinson should, J.R. Smith should, Carmelo Anthony should. There's I mean, just also disgraceful for Carmelo Anthony to throw a punch like that as well and then go backing up.
He's going to miss some time. The only beneficiary from all of this, folks, is probably the charities. So that money will go to a worthy cause, and a lot of it is going to be issued out against these guys.
Marty Collins, there's no reason for that in this type. No reason for that foul at all, but especially in a game like this, the hard foul, and then Nate Robinson escalating it, J.R. Smith continuing. Those three the main culprits, and then Carmelo Anthony.
And Mike, the thing against Marty Collins, he did it last night. He got a flagrant foul last night, hitting a man on the head, and now he comes back tonight to get another one. So there's nothing we can do to defend Marty Collins.
Now, again, a key for the NBA, too, is going to be making sure nobody on any of the benches get out there. It appeared that most of the players stayed in the vicinity of the bench.
No, there were a lot of Knicks out there. I think I know Stephon didn't leave, nor Crawford, but seemed to be a lot of Knicks out on the court at one time.
George Karl and Thomas talking. All 10 players on the court have been ejected. I don't know if that's ever happened in the NBA.
But that is sending a signal right now, Mike, of how severe this penalty is going to be for this.
Just a disgraceful showing by several individual players. The flagrant 2 foul on Collins is what started it off. He was immediately ejected. And then Nate Robinson, just bad decision, and Robinson and Smith going at it, and Nate Robinson escalating it, Smith continuing with that. And then Carmelo Anthony throwing the punch at Marty Collins. And you can hear that punch. Now, key here is when they're all leaving, their referees having the Nugget players leave first. And then the Knicks players will leave, and you can bet security will be back in the tunnel. When you go through the tunnel, the Nuggets locker is to the left side, the Knicks locker to the right.
All of this bravado does not belong in the NBA, man. Take it someplace else. Well, these guys will learn their lesson, because it's going to hit their pockets.
Yep, they're going to lose a lot of money in the fines, a lot of money for the suspensions, and Marty Collins started it all with just a completely unnecessary and disgraceful foul. Crowd cheering. The Knicks are walking off, but they shouldn't do that. That's a bad scene, and some very terrible decisions from Marty Collins. And again, there are players on both sides at fault. And another dismal evening.